Hello. Good evening, everyone. When this mic was being put on and the battery was put on the back, so I almost felt like I was getting married and I was getting ready to घोड़ी चढ़ाई हो रही थी मेरे ऐसा मुझे लग रहा था तोरण बन रहा है that kind of thing. Anyway, great to be here. Thank you, the Design India show. This is absolutely amazing and I'm very happy to be amongst all of you. First of all, I must confess, I feel very privileged and thankful to all the craftspeople with whom I have had chance closely to work with and they accepting me as a collaborator. They are the one have traditional knowledge, craft skills, flag bearing ability to carry forward heritage, understanding of materials, processes, techniques, technology, visual vocabulary and storytelling abilities. My ideas would remain only ideas if they did not partner with me to help realize the small collective dreams quite regularly. To start with, I would like to share a film.
जब से मैंने होश संभाला मैंने कभी नॉर्मल नहीं देखा यहाँ तो मेरे लिए ये रूटीन है आम बच्चे के लिए ये रूटीन है
3 महीने से पूरे मजदूर का जो भी कम्युनिटी मजदूरी की है सब बेकार बैठी है
90 young people with injuries to their eyes and doctors say most of them will lose their eyesight.
Anyone who works with craft has to work in Kashmir because every family, every individual is touched by craft production in some way.
ये काम बचपन से करते हैं मैंने अपने बाप से सीखा है कम से कम 70-80 साल हो गए ये काम करते करते
यहाँ पे तो हालात खराब की वजह से यहाँ पे बेरोजगारी भी बहुत है लोग तो काम करना चाहते हैं और जब यहाँ पे महीने में कम से कम 10 दिन बंद रहता है जो नौजवान है वो काम नहीं कर पाते हैं
When a place is almost locked out from the rest of India because of the insurgency and the violence that is happening, it does affect everybody.
जो तो बाहर यहाँ आ रहा था अगर 10-20 मिनट कोई उठाते थे तो उसमें तकरीबन 500 बंदे उसमें काम कर सकते थे अब वो बाहर आ रहे हैं यहाँ नहीं आ कश्मीर में ये तो पहली बार है जो आपने ये कोशिश किया है तो आज तक ये मतलब ये बाप दादा का डिजाइन हम तो खुद ही डिजाइनर भी था तो सब कुछ ये बाहर का पता नहीं हमको सिर्फ यहाँ का कश्मीर का पता है
We are not working only with an artisan, we're actually working and scaling up and setting up enterprises.
Our aim actually was to make artisans into entrepreneurs.
We used to work like randomly. Now we are using business tactics. I'm thinking like a business person now.
हमें C2K से ये फायदा मिला एक तो हमें वहाँ से बाजार मिला दूसरा उन्होंने हमें डिजाइनर दे दिया और वो हमारा पूरा हेल्प कर रहे हैं कि नया नया माल कैसे आप बनाओगे तो हम इस वक्त भी उसी काम में लगे हुए हैं तकरीबन 1 साल से मैं उसी काम में लगा हुआ हूँ
पहले मुझे डिजाइन का नॉलेज नहीं था का मैम ने हमें सिखाया कॉस्टिंग करना बिजनेस में मतलब हमें क्या करना है क्या नहीं करना है वो मुझे सीखने को बहुत कुछ मिला What has helped us is that we have a very, very strong link with our partner, Craft Development Institute in Srinagar. And so they have been our very strong support system in the valley.
So CDI's role right from the beginning has to identify the right kind of people for the project and then providing the support in terms of infrastructure, documentation, and also hand-holding and networking with the right kind of raw materials, sources.
मेरा नाम मोहम्मद यूनुस शाह है। मैं पेपर माशी का काम करता हूँ। C2K से हमें ये फ़ायदा मिल रहा है कि कुछ नए प्रोडक्ट बनते हैं, नई पहचान बनती है इस काम की।
So the intervention is not only limited to a range of products, they are also thinking along with us. There is a constant dialogue with them, and that dialogue is also opening them in terms of what else they can do to improve their livelihood and their connect to the world.
Every human looks for a purpose in life, and each of these artisans themselves will employ. They will generate livelihoods to so many people. They will keep so many people engaged, and they give so many people a purpose. So if Uroj alone gives 10 people a purpose, 50 artisans would mean 500 people getting a purpose. And I think that's, however small a battle, that's a battle won.
So when this project was done, we did lots of product development. I'm giving small examples to tell how or what went behind, what were the ideas of developing this product. This was a range where Nuno felting was brought in Kashmir first time, where they take a fabric and on which felting is done with the woolen fibers, and this range was developed by Gunjan Jain designer and other. There's a clamp ikat where you weft yarn is clamped between the wooden blocks and then that is dyed. So with resist dyed effect, you can create patterns. So that is practiced in lean Kashmir, started just about 10 years ago. So that is growing in big way. So we did some experimentation with that also, some of the Mughal jalis and some patterns. Then, normally we have art raising issues in the societies, disparities in societies. Here what we did, we used design to raise issues. The conflict in Kashmir was very important, imposing factor while our work there, because the Goliya chal rahi thi, some bomb blasts were happening, and every time we work out a strategy, say no, this road is blocked, so go from this side, that road is blocked, go that side. All the roads are blocked, so then artisans say, will come. So constantly there was a struggle to meet and pull on with the purpose which was there. So here, there's a paper mache technique in which the painting is done on the product, and the apple and the stone held by the same man from Kashmir. So that's how it is put together on a thing. And then there's a barbed wire and a tulip flower, which are again conflicting with each other. Then there is camouflage patterns of the army and the Srinagar map. So that's how this conflict was brought into the product. Then in Kashmir paper mache, there are two stages. First is where you create a paper mache form of a product, and on which you do the painting. And Kashmir largely known for the painting part of paper mache, not really the form making. Here what we did, that the paper mache pulp itself was our attention, and mix variety of materials with it and colors with it and try to get something out of it. So the three designers worked on it, and amazing kind of textures were brought out. Since those textures were so mesmerizing, we removed the ornamentation part of it and used that sakhta as a product line. So in this effort, the one more product line was born, or one more craft technique was identified, and that's how. And then there are some copper lamps which are inspired from the skylines, motifs, the building and the mosques and the windows. So this was and there are many other products, but I'm just giving few examples. Now, when I was putting this presentation together, so what else I should share? And Sudhir specifically said the craft, you must talk about crafts. When I look at that, the craft sector is amazing, bunch of people all across India. And often we see with designers go and, we think hum bade surma hai. I remember when I graduated from NID and we were doing one project in Kolkata with my friend Sagar Mepal, and we went to supervise a panel. So I was talking to the craft person. I said, no, क्या होता है कि, वो जो अक्षर होता है ना, वो ऐसी लेवल पे खड़ा रह करके उसको देखना पड़ता है, जब वो दिखाई देता है ना, तो बोला आई लेवल की बात कर रहे हैं ना. That's where I realized कि, don't underestimate anyone. People in their own field, they are masters. And so that's the first thing to, respect people with whatever knowledge they have and then collaborate. So what I've done is I've taken 6 examples of current happening in craft sector. These are people from the rural background. Some are completely untrained. Some are trained in local design school. The small design schools have come up in Kutch. There are Somaya Kala Vidya. Then there is a Kala Raksha. Then there is a handloom school in Madhya Pradesh. And they are doing regional design training with these people. And the craftsmen are doing fantastic work. And it's amazing. So, it's a new energy which is coming up from the rural background. I thought it was an amazing development which is happening. Krishna Velji Walkar from Bhujodi. She is the person 3 years ago took sari weaving, and in Kutch till 2005-06 only shawls were being woven, or only fabrics were being woven, or rugs were being woven. And some people started saris as a product, and that being a new contemporary product diversification. This girl is started weaving only Kutch saris, and she is a graduate of this Somaya Kala Vidyalaya, and look at the amazing stuff she's doing. So it's the same regional sensibility, but it's a new product, so that's a new diversification, and to me that is very, very contemporary. These are her works. So the traditional motifs are there, but the new application, and that makes it, very exciting. This is Siddhi women of Karnataka, mentored by Anita Reddy. These quilts are becoming a big rage across India and the world. This is their inherent expression, and with mentoring, the amazing results are happening. And I think recently this Anita Reddy put up a show in Germany, and it was very well received. And I thought this was a fantastic example of, people from absolute rural background with no training, but it's all there in their blood. Kalam Shastra by Tilak Reddy. Tilak Reddy is a fellow from Andhra Pradesh, Sri Kalahasti. He's a traditional craft person, and he started finding difficulties because all the men who worked with him, they used to have booze in the evening and don't work. So he couldn't figure out, how do I carry my new energy? So he shifted his base to Tirupati, and he identified some women who needed work. He trained them in the last 6 years, and these women are fantastic force for him. They are non-traditional people, and he trained them in doing work. And look at the way. Now this is one of the collaborative projects I was doing with them. This piece is already completed. This is the story of Ranakpur temple construction story over the 50 years. And I mentored them and got this done. It took almost 1.5 years to come to that level. I am not showing the entire piece because it's still in the making, but that's how, and since they were not so traditionally inclined, so you could mentor them to diversification. And that's the new expression, which is quite away from Kalamkari, yet rooted in tradition. And this team is showing their work at Santa Fe craft market very regularly. So the reach is very, very big. And these are people, they're not supported by government. These are people going with their own energy, their own presentations, and they get selected. Abdullah Khatri, Siddharcraft Bhojkas. He's a traditional Bandhani artisan. And earlier they used to do this clamp dyeing on shawls. He decided that was his calling, and he started doing absolutely contemporary kind of expression. If you're not told, you wouldn't say this is from Kutch. And he's doing these amazing things, which are, again, big hit in Santa Fe market. He's regular again at Santa Fe market. Chandana. Chandana is a young 20 years old Ikat weaver's family, student. She's studying, I think, first year of college or something. Absolutely bright entrepreneur. She goes regularly, attends craft exhibitions and sell these wonderful saris. And ikat is a very, very complex technique. In fact, it's like a programming in computer. You decide, localize, you do localized dyeing of threads, and while weaving these threads meet, the colors meet, and the patterns are formed. She's the one to watch out for. She modeled herself for the saris. This is another amazing story. You know Ruma Devi. I met Ruma Devi in her organization, this Gramin Vikas Evam Chetana Sansthan in Badmer. I was doing one of the murals there. And this lady was quiet, sitting in one corner, and used to take some orders, go back, make pieces and come back. This was 2014-15. Today, Ruma Devi is most traveled craftsperson across the world. She rubs shoulders with who's who, and she is leading thousands of women for empowerment in terms of giving employment and training. These are their products. Traditional craft, but look at the colors and finish they have. She's everywhere. These are their products. And once the ball gets rolling, then you have energies coming in. People come, mentor, designers come, entrepreneurs come, and then it grows. So it's only a small startup, and it grows into a pretty big enterprise. While doing this variety of interactions with craftspeople across, in 2007 or 8, I decided now enough, because textile design, normally what happens, you do textiles for mass production. The very idea of textiles is because the requirement is so big, you have to create thousands of meters. So you have a unit which is produced again and again. That's why you have repeated patterns in textile. That is the basis of creating mass production. I started getting uncomfortable with this repeating. And I said, what if I don't repeat? So some people say, you've gone crazy. I mean, what do you mean by that? You are actually talking about going against the principle. I said, that is exactly what I wanted to do. And I started telling people what I wanted to do. And slowly, work started coming, and my collaboration started with the. This is same Ruma Devi's organization. I was doing this installation for Kane India Limited. This is a deep sea life created for their cafeteria called Submarine. And these are, so what we prepared textiles in Delhi, we went to these craft people and they appliqued the entire thing, and that's how it is there in their cafe. Crafted by all these women. There are, I think, 16 pieces of this kind were there in this building, but this building, they've left the building and I don't know where these pieces are gone. But anyway, this was another collaborative effort where in 2018, they were celebrating Gaj Mahotsav, Elephant Festival. In Mumbai, there is Elephant Festival regularly happens. What they do, they give fiberglass elephant and distribute to various various artists, and they paint on it. So when Alka Pandey got this, she said, why should I make a fiberglass elephant? Why should all of them look the same? So she said, I'll do 100 elephants, 100 corridors across India. So she said, I'll get 100 artists doing each one different. So when she started doing, somebody told her, why don't you get craft people? So then she connected with me, she says, well, why don't you collaborate with craft people? And you do 10. I said, that's a fantastic idea. So I said, yes, with whatever little budget. And when you start such a project, how do you go about it? You have a timeline and you got to do 10 elephants with 10 different people from 10 different crafts. Where to begin? The people, who's going to do it? So what I did many sketches in my pockets and started meeting randomly. Acha, you work with wood. Would you like to do this? The guy said, no, I have not done it. No. So first 1.5 months, I was only searching who could do this kind of work. Somebody was very scary of scale. Somebody was very scary of funding. Somebody was very scary of time which is available. Then I managed to get 9 of them completed. The first one is Ajit Kumar Jha, Madhumani painter. They do mainly on flat paper and walls. What I did, I created a cement fiber board sculpture and got it painted around. So you can see Madhumani printing from 360-degree angle. Another one with Bastar wood carving fellow. They burnt wood to make marks, and I thought that was an interesting idea. So he agreed to make these pieces. So we made with black wood black painted wood and a white wood. So that was a day and night association of the environment and animals. You can't separate them. So that was basically elephant conservation message. And last one is Praful Kumar from Madhumati. They do paper mache. So his wife and his Mosi, all of them worked together in Delhi and created this. So their own character idea, I only gave them a quick sketch. And the rest is all yours. If there is a difficulty, then come, because you can't be controlling, because it was important that they collaborate. So I left them to do the way they wanted to do. When this elephant was made, paper mache, he made one very skinny one. वो खाया वाया कुछ लग नहीं रहा था. So then we had to उसके ऊपर चादर चढ़ा के we made it fat looking, and that's how it was made. Then this Suhana, there's a brand in Pune, Praveen Masale Wale. So, and see, normally these projects for corporate sector, they're normally done by the branding agency or architects. So they collaborate, they say, okay, you come and do, we give you space. So for Suhana, the idea was that, they have somebody, the Vibhor Sagani had done the flavor fumes, and he created a sculpture like that. So they told me in the boardroom, you create food which is visible and which is non-visible, that is juices. So rasa rang tapestry. So what I've done is I've taken velvet, silk, tan dye, screen printing, embroidery all together and created this. So green part is rang and the roots are rasa. So this is rasa rang tapestry. These are the juices of food experience. So this is already there in their boardroom. Then Devi Art Foundation asked me if you could do something, we'll fund your any idea. So first idea which I gave them, they loved it, but the budget was going 4 times bigger. So they said, no, we can't do it, but you still do something. So then I looked at this. The weaving happens all over the world, warp and webs crossing at 90 degrees. That's a universal practice. Questioning of what is regularly set, I have to always ask question. I said, why should I do it at 90 degrees? So those guys said, what do you mean? I said, I'm going to make a curved fabric. But are you crazy? This has never happened in the world. I said, if you say yes, then I'll do it. I created sample, it worked. And then if I have done such path breaking idea, I might as well do a very large piece of textile. So this was 35 feet long. Loom was redesigned completely. So structure was new, the process was new. Weavers were very scared. They say, ये क्या होगा? I said, गलती होगा तो भी मेरा, अच्छा होगा तो मेरा, but let's do it. So 3 months these guys worked. We all worked together, and this flying rug was born. I call it Vakrambar, because Pitambar is Pila Vastra, Shvetambar is Safes Vastra, Digambar is no Vastra, and Vakrambar is curved fabric. So the many more coming. It's a very slow process because you need funding, you need to redo the looms. So that's how. Recently at Hampi Art Lab, this was it was part of exhibition which was done by JSW Foundation and the AR Foundation along with other brilliant textiles. So this was also shown there. This was tapestry we did for Mahindra. Tire marks for the story. So these are again multi textiles, various techniques together. This was for Suzlon, knowledge gaining process, 35 artisans, 4 months work, 6 crafts, and absolutely crazy time. This is 13 feet by 52 feet. This was one of the last projects. Recently I've done a Zapurza Museum. There was a WTA World Textile Biennale. So here again, normal printing happens with the screens and blocks. Here I said I must do yet another way of making marks on the fabric. And that's how I worked with the block printers and created this piece of textile, which is the experience where you go inside and see things. And yeah. When I was given this theme of Thread to Freedom by curator Raju Sutar, I thought that was a very exciting opportunity to think of something new. I thought our mind has the best space where you have biggest of the freedom, and that's like a secret chamber and you can think anything. When you have such a huge possibility of thoughts and processes, I thought that was a colorful experience inside your mind. And from that process, whatever you do outside, either you perform or you act or you communicate, that becomes a black and white, because whatever you do, that sticks to your identity or a personality. So looking at this dual inside and outside experience of human, I have tried to explain this through this installation. These are the threads dipped in color, splashed onto the fabric, and these threads have to be stretched absolutely straight, and when you strike them, the splatters which you get, they are completely different from each other. It can never be repeated. So straightness and variation, or evenness and unevenness, is expressed through one kind of a graphics which keeps on varying. So when you go inside, you have colorful experience of inside mind, and when you come out, you see a black and white. So that's my installation, where you can actually feel it, experience it, and enjoy it. Thank you. That's the end of my presentation. When we come to this kind of forum, we get to know how brilliant kind of work everybody is doing. And then it's so exciting because the sharing becomes very, very important. Earlier time, we could never share. We were very scared to tell our work. But this is what is amazing. And if we don't do this, then we become frogs in the well. So that's my installation in being made. These are frogs in the well. Thank you very much.